Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brian Barnagazzi, and I want to talk about Township. You might have noticed that a lot of videos are starting to tend to, from time to time, be really long videos, and some of them are short videos. Well, I'm trying to keep them long, but not long enough. And it depends as well on the location. So, I know this update may not mean anything, but anybody who actually cares, this is what's gonna happen. I'm not trying to make them too short, but yeah. So, because I'm trying to get things done, and it winds up being almost an hour, because but I'm trying not to put it into an hour, depending on where I'm at. That makes no sense. I realize that, but you don't understand the internet that I'm at. Okay, if I'm over there at my internet, it's not going to work out too well. So I have to put it like maybe about 21 minutes or close to 20 minutes at least to make a difference. Otherwise, it'll take forever to upload. Now, if I come over here, oh yeah, I'm fine and dandy. I believe I've talked about this issue before, but the difference is that this has been, yeah. Well, I actually didn't really give it a thought until just now, but well, I don't mean to make them too short, but it's like I say, it's always whatever I can feel like doing. And it's like with casual streams, I don't always feel like, doing a stream. I was going to do a stream, but then, you know what? Here's the thing. It's going to happen more when I get my screen all, I can start covering my windows. I'm gonna put sheets on it. I'm gonna put some kind of stuff on it, so that it'll get more cooler in there, and it'll keep it from glaring into the screen. Even if when I stop using the camera, which is what I never wanted to do in the first place. But I thought, what the hell? Why not? I would just kind of do it casually every now and again. It's just, it's for me, it's a drag, because I don't really want to take the time and go, whoops, a daisy. I gotta put it on camera. So yeah, when I get more into it, I'm gonna do more off where I can do with the capture card. I think you can do that. Let me look it up real quick here. Yeah, not cool, by the way. I don't know why that's up there. I think I was just kind of browsing through it just because they kept wanting to try and make me change my picture. I'm like, you know what? Here, take that and shove it. All right, there. Yes, they're legal. Is it possible to live stream a console with a capture device? Advanced console streaming without a capture card? No. Okay, let me just put capture card device. That's all I want to know. If you are live streaming with a phone or an iPad, you will need a video capture card. If you're using a PC, the capture card is not as essential as you might think. What are you talking about? I don't need a freaking... Okay, you will need a... Okay, if you are live streaming with a phone or an iPad, you will need a video capture card. Not really. I can record on this and have no problems. It's not that. What I'm looking for is, do you need a capture card for console streaming? The only way to stream games from the console is by using a capture card. That's not true at all. I have proven this. Look at Facebook if you don't believe me. Look at it. Boy, I actually had it on my camera. I recorded it right there. Well, actually, I live streamed it with off of Facebook. Live stream. Let's just see if that happens to me. How to go live on Facebook from a gaming console. You can connect a video game console to Facebook to create gaming video content. Facebook supports streaming for any console with an HDMI port with the help of a capture card. So yes, that answers my question. Not quite exactly how it, how I questioned it, but hey, ultimately it still works. As long as I didn't go like, well, no, blah, blah. Because I've had where I've actually asked questions, right? And it's just like, it acted like, well, and it didn't answer my question, so I gave up. Ultimately, I did. Really? Who the hell designs the internet like this? Okay. I got an idea. Let's make everybody aware and think that the internet is all that in the bag of chips, and it's completely accurate, and it's got all the information you need. It's up to date. No matter what you ask, you can get your answers too. Because literally, it's crap to think that. It's not on you itself. Let me make that clear. It's crap on you. Because of the way they make it like, oh, well, this must be crap. Because that's what you get for thinking you could just come on the internet and ask anything you want. Want to know if walls can have boobies? Well, I'm sorry, I can't tell you that. Of course, probably couldn't say it as or something. That's not really the point I'm trying to make. It's just an example. But the point I'm trying to make is that, there's questions you can ask. And the damn thing will sit there and not answer it. They'll come, instead of doing this, they'll have other ways to deviate from the thing that you're asking. Okay, I asked about another eating. I forget how many times I've had that problem, but they told me what to do, right? I did all that. I even reinstalled it. I did not falsify my information. I am at least 18 years or older. Actually, I'm not 18. I'm actually older than that. Believe it or not, I'm supposed to be at least 39 this year. I'm not there yet. That's next month on the 17th. And yeah, you can go by the year all you want to, but it don't mean nothing until your actual birthday. No, I didn't falsify it. At least that. What I'm saying is I am at least that or older, but actually I'm actually older than that. Admittedly, I am. I'm actually about, 38, I think. I want to say. Still until my birthday, which is the 17th. I really care. It's really all this slash. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Actually, it kind of is, but it's not. To me, it's not really special enough to make it go, oh, man, let's make a big old deal about it. You all should definitely come down. You should definitely come and see me dance in my underwear. Or let me see it, let my butt show, Really not the point, okay? It's not the point of whether or not to be inappropriate. It's just, the point is that I'm trying to make this, that I'm not going to make it a big deal. Oh, yeah, everybody come on out. I got a birthday like anybody else, but I'm more important. Oh, yes, I am. I don't care. I admit that it kind of felt more special to me, but it was more when I had friends, supposedly, that turned their back on me. I haven't heard not a touch of word, anything about my friend Michael T. French, which is Michael Thomas French. Literally, that is his full name. You're probably going to look that up and go wonder, find out all these other Michael Thomas French. That's just, I think his name. Anyway, I haven't heard anything since the last thing. I think it was something else. But again, I found out again it was because I was supposedly a bad influence on him. I didn't know we were going out and going to swingers parties and doing all kinds of drugs. I didn't know I was making him do things he didn't want to do. I didn't know I was doing anything. So how can I be a bad influence when I'm not doing those things? A bad influence is that kind of person. And correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that what a bad influence does? Or, I mean, okay, another example. And I hate to bring it up again, but I didn't know we were over there robbing banks. I didn't know we were going to jail in and out. I'm such a bad influence. I mean, it really doesn't bother me, but I mean, if you really think about it, it probably should, but yeah, it's been too long. But I'm just saying, but I mean, really? You know, the more, even though I make it sound like it is bothering me, but it's not. Really, it's not. But, I mean, honestly, I can remember that his birthday was in October. I say it was because I'm not sure anymore because I haven't had contact with him. I'm just going to keep it at the benefit of the doubt if I don't know. Anyway, October the 13th. Yeah, I haven't remembered that in a long time. But I did happen to remember him. I don't remember what the other woman that turned her back on me, that went lesbian on me. Again, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, one of the things I hate is about, okay, here's the thing. It's fine and dandy to tell people that you're gay, but what the hell does that have to do with you serving food? Like, on Family Guy, they had to make a big deal, and, people was like, no glitter of mine is gay, or gonna be gay. Then he pretended, then he went through this whole sketch like he got old, and then finally I can accept you and all this crap. Oh my God. So the thing about it is that with Family Guy, which I don't like to talk too much about because I hate that show with a passion, but most times I'd rather watch that or South Park, just depends, than that piece of god-awful crap thing called American Frickin' Dad. My God, every damn show is about the same. A slutty teenage daughter, doesn't matter what color they are. Yep. Anyway. So, I mean, it's really... It's one thing when you're trying to tell people what you are so that they understand that you're not available. And that, honestly, when you think about it, you know, that it gets the idea that, yeah, I'm not interested, okay? I have someone. I have a love of my life. Whether it's a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. But ultimately, yes, I'm gay. I mean, not me, person. No, I'm not gay. But let's just say if I was. Or if I'm straight. Or lesbian. I'm not lesbian because I'm not a female, but that's not the point. You're missing the point. Point is that yes, it should be our business, whether or not you're gay or straight or whatever. The orientation of you is important to know, not to come out like it's going to be like it's going to change by like someone should treat you differently. No, it's like to get the idea that yeah, okay, at least we know that you're what you say you are, instead of like, oh, well, whatever your preference is, which is not that. And I think ultimately Sarah Michelle Gellar, yeah, I'm calling you out like you're really gonna watch my video. Anyway, wasn't really into women. She kind of made it like a hint out there, but then she did it again with this woman that had a crush on her, Billie Eilish or Eilish, whatever the hell you call her. Because yeah, it's literally spelled Ellish. Yeah, see, I used to be a good speller, I admit that there's a lot of words I didn't know how to spell. I didn't say I was the most number one top ranked one. That doesn't mean you ain't a good speller. That means you just don't know all the words. You know, how to spell every freaking word there is out there. You know, I mean, if you think about it, really, even Einstein had to learn some words on his own. But, you know, he did. He learned it. I mean, it didn't take him very long. No, but, you know, sheesh. You know, he was top of everything. He didn't even have to go to school, but he did. I think he did. I'm not sure. Couldn't swear to that because I wasn't around when he was alive. And, yeah, we'll always remember Robin Williams. But there is a movie he made that was so serious that you never want to watch it again. I was okay with the idea of what he was doing, but then it turned out to be that he was getting more obsessive about it. Because he had all these pictures of these families on his wall to commemorate, because he didn't have a family. I don't see a problem with that. It's not like he's got nude pictures up there. He didn't have nude pictures. He just had everybody up there. You know, adults, children, everything. The whole families were up there. What's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. That itself should not be a problem. It's whether or not you start getting more obsessive and trying to get more into their life and try to get into their pants. That's where you should not be doing. Well, that should be more where the problem should lie. Not, oh, yeah, he's got a bunch of pictures. Like, oh my God, it's a big deal. Because, I mean, unless, of course, he's got nude pictures, and he didn't have that. You know, one of those films I don't think you'll ever see again. You know, and Patch Adams had a little bit of nudity in it, by the way. I remember that. It was a female. Yeah, just in case you're wondering. No, it wasn't children or underlings. It was actual women, or a woman that he was seeing, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. It was sort of a serious film, but it was more general towards comedy, and it was also based on a true story. But I think it's called Photo. I can't remember the name of the movie now. But, you know, yeah, it's sad what happened to him. You know. You never think about what people can go through in life, but it doesn't really matter if you're a comedian or not. You think it matters if it's a comedian or not. Like, there's so much worse on a comedian, and it's not. It's not really. I would say that, yeah, it's pretty terrible. Yes, it is. You know, he was just like anybody else except that he was a comedian. There's a difference. Like, that was a big deal. Because I'm like one of those people too, always trying to make people happy too. Trying to keep them from being where I'm at. Because I've had to deal with depression all my life too. Maybe I didn't go the extreme mile like my brother did and all that. You know, not that I haven't thought about it once, twice, because of someone when I was living with her for a while. But see, here's the thing. Here's how I had it planned out and everything. I'd imagine somebody dropping by and me just jumping out the window and just getting in the back of the truck and just taking off and never coming back. That's how because that's not really being extreme to the point of, you know, no return. Well, it is a return, no return, but that where you're, you know, with the S word. And I want to say, though, that I got my blanket. You know, and I don't really want to have to redo that video, but I think I'm going to have to because of what I said on there. And it wasn't the beginning part of it, no. I went out of my way to correct that one. I knew what I was trying to say, but it came out shit. Because sometimes, whether or not some people can get it, believe it or not, you can get it. It's like your mouth tries to say the word, but you can't. Even though you know you're trying to say it, and then you hear it, and it's like, that's not what I said. Not what I said, but like, was thinking of saying. That's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say sheet. S-H-E-E-T. Because, that's probably what I should be having at this time of year because of the summer. And during winter, blankets are fine. Sheets are good, too, to keep you kind of cool so you're not overheated, They're also good for windows. But what's even better than that, that keeps it cooler, is you put this, I forget what they call it, it's some kind of stuff you put on it. Some kind of film. So that's not bad. We've had that before, but we haven't been able to do it to every place we've been into. So, and the oddest thing that never even knew about was it came out a little bit later that somebody, they thought that it was next door neighbor, it was a kid anyway, that was supposed to have fixed my PlayStation 2 that broke on me, or went down on me. And it took a long time because I'm the kind of person that can make a console last more than most average people can. But it did eventually go down. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't go down eventually, no. But it pretty much, once it did that, I had to rely on him to bring over his so I could play some games and whatnot. Anyway, so bringing it up to the point was that somebody was trying to burn down the home. It was a mobile trailer home that sat on my land for, you had to put it on the back of probably on a trailer bed or something like that kind of thing. So, and we had film in there, but somebody wanted to burn it down. Like, why would you do that? For insurance purposes, I guess. But it's still really highly illegal to do that. It would not surprise me any if people like that, or him, or whoever did it went to jail because, and then if they got caught, I don't know. Because that's not something you're supposed to do. I don't care if it's for insurance purposes or not. You just don't do that. It's not cool. If I sound like I'm getting a little bit into more in the background, because I moved my chair a little bit over. So I have to admit that every now and again there's stuff that gets into the water, and it just ain't right. I can't really buy into the idea that it's recycled everyone's urine. I can't buy into that crap. I'm sorry, I just can't. Because if that was true, then what about the sodas that we get for crying out loud? I mean, that's got water in it too, as far as I know. I mean, literally, we're not just drinking it from the actual source, we're drinking it from other kinds of means too. Especially if you cook it, or if you to make tea or lemonade, whatever. Kind of a silly gesture. Yeah. I never expected that to happen. I thought that it would stay in there. I didn't think I had too much in there that it would overdo it, but because we got a mini fridge here that has a back shelf on it. I don't know how many mini fridges that have that, but I took advantage of it and made, put it in there, put some more, in between there. But I didn't think it was too much for it. Apparently it was, even a little bit. So, anyway, I'm not looking to go how to go live. I mean, that is kind of the thing. So I'm pretty much sure I know how to do it. It's just I was wondering to know if you could do it. And apparently you can. So that is a thing. And one of the things that as well is very stupid is that, okay, House has so many narcotics, is what they say anyway, but he's got only one prescription. And it's only because his pain has worsened. And it's stupid the way they make it out like, what's wrong with having a stockman of supplies? I mean, if we allow that, you might as well say it's so wrong to have a stockman of, toilet paper. Even if it's like you make so much stretch and then every other month or so you bring in more so that other people can still have their fair share. And you can just keep adding into it every now and again. And then, boom, you never had to order it except maybe every other year or so, maybe to keep it from falling out, and that's it. That's all you do, basically. And then you also have plenty you can actually probably share, but you probably won't, because most people won't. I would if I had plenty, but, And I'll tell you something else. Speaking of controversies and stuff like that, I know there's somebody, I'm not going to mention their name. I don't usually talk about this kind of stuff, but it's not illegal or anything. But anyway, so there's this person I know, and we're supposed to be good friends and all that. All right. So why is it that anybody else who's a friend or whatever can do whatever and post on there, but I mean, she won't. She'll post for them, but she won't post for me. Even when I asked for myself, she didn't want to do anything. Even when I asked for someone else, she didn't want to do it. I don't understand such things. I mean, I understand that if people don't want to do it, fine. But that part I get. Like, okay, it's your life, you're in control. I get that part of it. But like, why is it that anybody else, regardless of information, they can be posted on your deal, but you won't post it for me? I don't get it. And basically, so I gotta get this thing on there. I don't know if it's updated or not, but I had to close it out because I updated my profile picture on here. Yeah, I did. I like how they're starting to say that some of them can be like that, but it depends on where you go there, I would say. Yeah, ultimately. Yeah. And that's another thing I can't understand about this game is, like, how do you talk to people without going into a co-op? I don't understand such things. System, thank you for sharing your private information, email, physical address, phone number. Anyone that helps make sure it's safe. What? Oh, thank you for not sharing your private information. Again, there's nothing wrong with sharing an email. I mean, it's okay. I can understand that people have personal emails, and then there's people that have, private emails. Or not private emails, but business emails or whatever for people to, go over there and do. And if it's such a problem, it's not that look, I don't share passwords, all right? And that's one thing I will never do. I have to admit that I did. Because I knew the person well enough and that she wouldn't betray me. And she has proven, I gave her a test and she did not fail. I mean, I know that it's not easy to trust people with your information. I didn't give her everything. No. But, like, okay. I did that because I had questions I needed help with. I didn't do it with anybody else. No. Just her. I never had any problems. Really. She was the only one that could sort it out for me, and I did it. I admit it. I did it. And it was only for RuneScape. I didn't have no problems. The fact is that I had a problem with World of Warcraft because somebody side-hacked me, and that's what I'm going to call it. It's not really somebody just like guessed my password and logged in. They went in there and I forget what happened, but I lost access to it, needless to say. So, but anyway, moving on. See, what helps with this is always being prepared. That's why I always use the dealer to do things with, or the market, whichever can come first. So, like, okay, French fries. Okay, I'm gonna get enough of those. I want to make sure I got room though. I do not have room. I'm gonna sell off all these because I'm gonna wait till I get a jam factory anyway, and I'll probably sell off all these. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll sell off all these. And yeah, I mean, you know, it's just something that I have to think about because you know what, let's do it. I don't want any problems. Okay, we can I can always make them again or something. Yeah, it takes about like so many of those. Yeah, I can get rid of that. I don't know. Plus, I mean, especially if you want to stay on top, believe me, because otherwise it takes way too damn long, especially depending on the number of things. But it also depends on what it is as well. Like, okay, trees, French fries, and this. Yeah, a coat. Yeah. You know, I'd rather be fully prepared than go, oops, I didn't do it. Uh-oh. I lost my way. So I'm going to get as much as I can. As long as I have the money, I'm going to do it. I almost had it there. Okay, so let's see. What else do I need? I don't need that. I don't need none of that. Okay. I'm all good here, to be honest with you. So I think what I want to actually do is get trees. Do we have trees in this lot here? No, we do not. We only have rubber trees. I think there's a certain limit of how many stocks or how many of these you can have. I don't know how much. I'm not going to buy anymore until I get more of cash that I can spend on the dealer, because I always have to do this dealer. Dealer comes in handy for two things. Especially if you're looking to make profit real quick. Sometimes it's easier to do it, but I don't use them too much with just doing that. But like the airplane and help filling up the orders of other people that I have in my list, or if they're not in my list, it doesn't matter. Just generally trying to help them out, because otherwise it takes too damn long. And a lot of times people just don't want to use the deleter, or they just don't hire him. Whereas they could and just do that. So like I said, if you want to do this and keep on board of it, not that it matters, because you're not really, the only thing that matters out of it is the prices you can get for every time you make an order. That's it. The being number 1, 2, 3, or even the global number 1 is not going to grant you any more specialty prizes. It's not like it's going to increase either. Like you're going to get special bonuses. Ooh, with that. No, it's just not going to happen that way. So I got like plenty of 18 is pretty good for now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sell off all my sugar cane. And yeah, let's get rid of this. Let's see who has got anything going on. Nobody needs any help anywhere right now. Okay. Every now and again, it's good to check that. So, yeah, they're almost here. I can't believe this, but like, okay, even though it's supposed to come faster, this one here, okay, I think it changed lands for whatever reason. It was 3 hours, whereas the other one was 2 hours, and then it got shorter. Like, okay, so that's pretty crazy. And we're almost out of time to do these. Hopefully, we'll get some more nails so we can upgrade. So, like I said, I'm always on you might say, a quest to upgrade every chance I can get. You know, so I can have more space. You know, I mean, because you either have to have feed mills or you got to have space. It doesn't matter to me whichever one comes first. So if we don't have enough feed mills, well, we're gonna have to start just Holy Landing and putting them in there and getting them prepared. You know, which means we're gonna have to require more space. And I'm also waiting on more materials so I can finish off all these buildings and I'll have more population than I know what to do with. And then eventually, so yeah. Uh-oh. I believe we're on the 59th episode of this thing. Drive-in. I like drive-ins. I like movie theaters. I like theater itself, just in general, man. I mean, ladies and gentlemen. Oh wow. See, I got enough population. I can do that, but I don't have enough population to do that, and do a shipyard. So I gotta think about that. I need to really get the third train going and start doing that. It might take them just as long just getting them all three out of there, but it's fine. So you just pick a box, whatever. You can pick the same box if you want to. I don't. Oh, God. That would have been nice. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't want that. I don't care about that damn thing. The cash would have been fine. So it would have been tools, for crying out loud, but you know. Okay, so let's see what we got. Actually, you know what? I don't think this was a possible thing before, but you can actually look at it here. I don't know if you can, I don't think it lets you actually do anything with them, but you can actually take a look and see what needs to be done. So right now I have that much, and I've got that much. All I need is one more of those, I think. So, you know, I can give this. Yeah, we're ready for a we need to decorate the red enclosure and feed our model, if you say so. I wouldn't know. It's so great to see you. By the way, we need some things for this animal in its enclosure. That's the same guy as before. I don't have a problem with him in general. It's just, you'd think it would be somebody else, but you know, whatever. Okay, everything looks good. Like, see, this is a different guy. I can't wait to get my secondary train. And my third-dairy chain. I'm gonna wait for the other one to come in. You know what? Screw it. We'll go ahead and do it now. Alright. I think we're about ready to do an upgrade. Oh, yes, we are. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. We are at... I don't know what level we are at now. So, anyway. Okay, so got 13. We should have more coming up I need to get all these closed yards. Okay. So I'm going to get trees next because they take about 3 hours. I should have got the trees first, actually. And then the coat and then that. But it really doesn't really matter as long as I get enough to say, hey ho, I got this, and all that kind of junk. So, I don't know how much longer I've got this guy for. I'm going to have to rehire him. I know I am. And I can only afford to do like 12 at a time because I don't have enough to buy any more days. I wish you'd had more of an option to buy them for like 30 days. Or at least maybe even 32 days. Or 31 days. So... And I want to tell you something. It's you never think about how things can change over time. And even though that I really can't really capture what happened, but like especially like there's things that were already here before I was, and then it's almost one of the greatest things about history is that even if it's part of the future or the present time, honestly, I would say that even being able to greatly experience it while you're there before it even happens and gets up or you're part of it, or you make a building appear, it's one of the greatest things. Maybe chances are you're probably one of them like, I don't really care about that. I don't want to over here and smoke a bottle in my mouth all day. Okay, so you want to smoke a bottle in your mouth. Am I supposed to judge you? Am I supposed to care? Everybody has their own things about life, but history will always have its way of being a mystery until you know what actually happens. But even then, just by word alone don't mean nothing. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. It doesn't mean that it did happen. I mean, because it doesn't really prove it to everybody. But it did happen. So that's all I can say about that. Like, okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that, okay, well, because I didn't live in the 1500s or 1200 ABC or whatever the hell, which is one of the things that it's crazy because you talk about all this caveman and stuff, right? What exactly happened? Why did we stop saying A, B, C, or D, C, or whatever the hell? I don't know why we stopped doing that. Why did we even start doing it in the first place? I mean, like, what century is this? I mean, we don't even go by that anymore. We just call it, we go by the year. So, like, in 1700 BC, or whatever, it's like they'll say, well, that was before time, or whatever, and you're like, okay, really? So you're telling me that, so if okay, like, well, what about like in 2005, there was no BC then. Hell, even in 1983, I'm not even sure when we stopped doing ABC and BC and all that stuff, and DC. But I can say that for sure that when you think about it, it's just plumb crazy. It's plumb local to think that, oh, hey, by the way, yeah, well, this happened so many centuries ago, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there is not always going to be a great picture about most of our history in the entire world. Like, a lot of times, things can happen, like wildfires, stuff like that. It's crazy. And yeah, it's not one of the greatest things known about history. Especially if it changes things where it shouldn't be. Like, you know, security ain't gonna be no more better than it unless you have adaptive systems. I'm not kidding. Having a good adaptive system that means you can protect from anything, no matter how much they try and change it, you can prevent them from doing that. That's what that is. That's what adaptive is. Nobody wants to invest into that, though. They want to invest in this high-end bull crap that's also so not really that, all that in a bag of chips. It doesn't do jack crap. Like, especially two authenticator program. Like, why? Or when you want to put a thumbnail, and now on the latest iPhone that I actually have, I have to put a face on there. Not just a pin, mind you. A face. And speaking of pins, I actually saw this video where you said, good luck guessing my pin. Dude, I just saw the numbers. So I'm going to tell you something. If I can record a video where it can show my numbers as I punch them in when it gets on the lock screen, then I know doggone well that, you know, unless, of course, you turn the camera away from it, you know, or somehow censor it, which I don't do censoring. All I can do is just, like, maybe edit or delete the video, and then try to do it again, because I don't want my information being put out there. That's the thing I don't share is my PIN. I don't even share my social security number. Not that I really care about my social security number, but apparently it's part of my, you know, my identity. Not really. I mean, it's like, okay, in all your life, no matter how much you may carry your social security, you don't, like, go by that, like, hey, number 155992999, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like trying to say you're going by prisoner numbers. Like, even though that they have names, they don't actually go by that. I'm not sure if they even do that anymore. But still, it's like, okay, really? It's not really part of your identity. It just proves that you are who you would say you are, which really shouldn't really account to crap. Because if it did, it would be like, okay, really? So in other words, if I walk up to somebody else, they want to know my security, which is a bad thing, by the way, that would you know, identify me and prove that I am who I say I am. Ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah, because see, sometimes, so I try to tell this to somebody else and they don't think it is. You typed it in too fast. Sometimes you can type it way too fast or enough for a system to not recognize the numbers. And sometimes you can overdo it. And believe me, I've had it with words and that. What brought that up was because, not that I'm trying to change the subject, but I'm going to change it anyway. Was because numbers I just saw in the system that I'm not going to tell you what they are. Anyway, you know, even when it's on a lock string, sometimes you can make a mistake and be like, oh, crap. And sometimes it just doesn't recognize it. The same thing happens when you're on a phone call. You can type too fast and it not recognize it, or you know, you can be a little bit fast, but not that fast. And I'm going to tell you something else. I like fast dialogue. I just don't like it being where it's to the point that you actually have to read it really quick within a matter of seconds instead of taking your time. Every game that's ever had slow dialogue has had it where it takes forever to load it.
but it shouldn't be so fast that you can't read it. Otherwise, what's the point of having dialogue in a damn game anyway? And it shouldn't be too damn slow either. I mean, you don't even have hardly a normal in every blasted game or for things. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll see y'all next time. Until then, later.